Human brain treats prior higher body weight as new baseline, triggering stronger hunger after loss. This is Planetterrian Daily, episode 141. The human brain evolved mechanisms that protect body fat stores during scarcity and register a previously higher weight as the defended set point. After weight reduction, this memory intensifies hunger signals, increases cravings, and lowers energy expenditure to restore the earlier mass. The process explains high rates of weight regain following diet-only interventions. Medications such as Wegovy and Mounjaro blunt these appetite signals while treatment continues. Yet the underlying regulatory bias can reassert itself once dosing stops. This finding adds mechanistic detail to metabolic health observations reported yesterday. Now, here's something most people get wrong about weight regain after dieting. In reality, the brain maintains an internal record of the highest recent body mass and defends it through coordinated changes in hunger, satiety, and energy expenditure. Right now, even while you sit listening, hypothalamic circuits are comparing current fat stores against that remembered target and adjusting neuropeptide output accordingly. One memorable figure is that resting energy expenditure can drop by roughly 15% below what would be predicted from the new, lower weight, persisting for months. This regulatory memory is not unique to humans. Similar set point behavior appears across mammals studied in controlled feeding experiments. The practical takeaway is that sustained pharmacological or behavioral support is usually required to hold weight below the defended level, rather than relying on diet alone. Future trials that combine appetite-suppressing drugs with strategies to reset the defended set point will be worth watching. The same circuits also modulate sleep timing and activity patterns, illustrating how metabolic defense integrates with broader circadian control. On a different note, researchers combined LIDAR surveys, ground expeditions, and citizen reports to locate an 84.1 meter Taiwania fir, the tallest documented tree in East Asia. The same work identified multiple temples of giants where dozens of large specimens grow together on steep terrain. These stands rank among the highest carbon forests measured anywhere. The findings expand the known range of old-growth conifer habitat and underscore the value of steep, inaccessible terrain for biodiversity conservation. Large-scale mapping of living systems now depends on new imaging tools. A UC Berkeley team developed an optical system that simultaneously delivers wide field of view, high resolution, and high speed without the usual trade-offs. The instrument captures 25.2 billion pixels each second across large areas. The advance removes a long-standing constraint in live cell and materials imaging. Labs working on live cell imaging or real-time reaction monitoring are the most immediate beneficiaries. Next steps include integration with existing fluorescence channels and validation across additional sample types. What experimental question would you first address with this level of simultaneous coverage? A new bio-ink formulation cushions fragile neurons against shear forces inside printer nozzles, raising post-print cell survival. The material maintains structural fidelity while allowing printed constructs to support neural network formation. The advance addresses a central barrier to fabricating soft neural tissues for research and potential therapy. From printing neural tissue, we turn to another advance that lets researchers watch living systems without disturbing them. Researchers produced the first volumetric images of fungal hyphae enveloping living plant roots without soil disturbance. The technique shows how mycorrhizal networks extend nutrient and water uptake zones in natural soil profiles. The data will refine models of plant-fungus carbon exchange. Soil microbes move resources. Above ground, other small organisms move something equally important. A University of Hong Kong review compiled evidence that slugs, beetles, and crabs move seeds short distances while preserving viability. The work challenges the long-standing emphasis on birds and mammals as primary dispersers. The authors argue that incorporating invertebrate contributions will improve models of forest regeneration and conservation planning. From movement of seeds, we shift to movement of another critical particle. Plant biologists and engineers combined ground sampling with atmospheric modeling to quantify pollen movement of genetically engineered switchgrass. The approach yields forecasts at both canopy and regional scales. The methodology supports environmental risk assessment for future transgenic crops. From tracking biological particles, we move to tracking atomic movement inside materials. Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory researchers trained a model that forecasts how atoms migrate during reactions between solid materials and incorporates impurity influences. The system returns usable recipes within minutes rather than the weeks required for traditional simulation or trial and error. The output directly informs laboratory synthesis of advanced materials. From predicting reactions, we turn to another computational tool already changing clinical decisions. A study published in Nature Medicine tested large language model assistants with dermatological images and varied the amount of explanatory output shown to users. Primary care physicians improved diagnostic performance when explanations accompanied model predictions, whereas lay participants showed no consistent gain and sometimes performed worse. The divergence indicates that domain expertise changes how clinicians incorporate model reasoning. The authors note that interface design for explainable tools must therefore account for user training level. From diagnostic tools, we close with 2 observational findings on human health markers and 1 confirmatory safety note. A large observational study of middle-aged and older adults found elevated depression incidence among men whose testosterone deviated substantially above or below age-matched norms. The association was strongest in men in their early 50s. The authors suggest testosterone measurement could serve as one indicator for mental health vulnerability screening in this group. An observational analysis of vaccination records and autism diagnoses in a large U.S. cohort detected no association between MMR receipt before age 2 and subsequent autism diagnosis. The finding aligns with earlier epidemiological work and adds data from a contemporary population. Before we go, keep an eye on further work that tests whether combining appetite-suppressing drugs with set-point reset strategies can produce longer-term weight stability. That's Planetterrian Daily for today. If you enjoyed this, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at NARA Network. Links in the show notes. This show comes to you from the NARA Network. If you want another sharp daily briefing, SpaceX Daily has you covered. The daily companion for following SpaceX as a public company from Starship to the stock ticker. All our shows are free at naranetwork.com. Prefer reading? Today's full write-up, sources, and transcript are on the episode blog at naranetwork.com. Same briefing, readable format. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.